Vice President Kamala Harris just wrapped up a campaign event in Hampton, New Hampshire, where she outlined a plan to try to boost small business.
Now, this was her first trip to New Hampshire since becoming the Democratic nominee. And with its swing state status now in question, it's unclear whether she'll be back before Election Day. WBZ's Beth Germano has been talking with New Hampshire voters. She joins us live in Hampton. Beth?
Well, behind me, hundreds of invited Harris supporters are leaving and boarding shuttle buses. This was a departure for Kamala Harris, leaving toss-up states to come to New Hampshire, which according to polls is no longer considered one. But she came with details of an economic plan that has New Hampshire in mind.
Vice President Kamala Harris stormed into the Hampton brewery in front of a cheering crowd of invited supporters, some of whom invited her to help voters get to know her better.
This back and forth between the discourse and stuff is pretty much played out. You want to start to hear more about what she's going to do.
And she tried to do that today, outlining an economic policy of tax breaks for small businesses who make up a large portion of the state's economy.
So I want to see 25 million new small business applications by the end of my first term.
That includes an expansion of tax incentives.
Part of my plan is we will expand the tax deduction for startups to $50,000. It's essentially a tax cut for starting a small business.
More details of her policies are what some of these voters have been craving.
Defining some of the more specific policies, having her face seen out in the public. I think people need to just get to know her on a personal basis and get to know that I believe she's very, very genuine.
Harris comes off a Labor Day weekend of barnstorming battleground states. Polls showing the Granite State not in that category this time around, but with 4 electoral votes up for grabs.
The Granite State has a long history of electing presidents, and there was a lot of support for the VP in 2019, and I think that she understands the importance of a Granite State vote.
Still, with just over 60 days until the election, these supporters are offering advice.
Just keep it real. Answering all the questions, talking to the people, listening to the people.
Now, Donald Trump has also not been spending a lot of time in New Hampshire, apparently believing the state is locked up. But with Harris now at the top of the ticket, there seems to be new enthusiasm among Democrats here in the Granite State. Reporting live from Hampton, New Hampshire, I'm Beth Germano, WBZ News.
Beth, thank you.